Well, hello everyone. Hopefully it's working. It's been a while since we've done this before. Like 6 months, give or take. And I'm shocked and just shocked to see how many of y'all have already been chimed in here and talking in the chat box. So that's really cool. Glad to see you all in here. And I'm just going to go back through some of the funnier comments. Michael Root is in here. I've got your name in the bucket. There's a lot of names in this bucket tonight. Caesar, hello. Middleman official, can't wait. Well, the time has come. Let's see here. You guys are messing around about that dish. Jonathan McKay wants to know, hey, how many C-band dishes do you have? So at my last house, I had two. I had a 10-footer and a 7.5. And the picture that I had for tonight's show was a picture from my last house. I had just gone and picked up that dish in the back of the Rabbit truck. That was the 10-footer. And so you can kind of see the one laying on the ground. That was a 7.5-footer that had been damaged by a falling tree. And we had taken that down. And so we took that down and we're putting up that 10-footer. Man, back in those days, you could literally go and, just leave letters in people's mailboxes and they pretty much give it to you. And so, but right now at the new house, I've got a 39-inch KU band that is set up with that Dyneco FTA receiver sitting right here, and I have that. It's on a motor, so I can go to like across the arc, but most of the time it sits on G16, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then I do have an 8-foot C-band dish, and right now it's on 105. So 105 C-band has I think it's about 2,000 radio station master feeds coming off of it. So every talk show host you can think of, every radio show you can dream of goes through there. So that's what I use that for mostly. And of course it's motorized as well. And sometime this spring I'll make the last part of the series, well maybe not the last part, the second to last part of the series, showing how to scan the C-band skies and all that. I filmed a lot of it last fall before the weather changed, but then I kind of got snow. So that was the end of that. So let's see here. Folks talking about all kinds of cool stuff here. Yeah, the date. Jonathan McKay says the date on the bottom, 17 years ago. Yeah, hard to believe that much time has passed in my life, but it's true. All those are C-bands. I-386 in here. Funny thing. Weird. Okay, so I-386 is saying that the notification disappeared for a while, but it came back, so that's cool. Nice to hear you in the UK. Tony Walken saying that. Hey, man. Joe R. Yeah, so, new house as of 7 years ago. So, I made that video many, many, many years ago about quitting my job in a major city and moving up here. And so that was my old house. And my new house here is, I guess we've been here 7 years, going on 7 years. So Frankie C wants to know who won. Well, we were going to do that drawing here in, a little while here, maybe 6:30, maybe 6:45. But this mug right here has got... I won't pull them out, but about 45 or so of you made the finals. There were a lot of great comments. I mean, a lot of great comments. My wife and I were both kind of touched by a lot of the ideas that y'all had for using these radios for good. And so we're going to pull that. And actually, I'm going to pull the name, and my wife's going to use a laptop. She's in the other room right now, and she's going to read off what the reason was that person was going to use the radio for. And all I need you to do then is shoot me an email at Farpoint Farms, and I'll get it mailed out to you, man. So let's see. Robbie Strike, good to see you, man. Tech 2000 is going out of business due to COVID and shipping costs. You will have to find used dishes. That's a shame because they're like the last ones, man. So messages starting to roll in. 55 people. I cannot believe how many folks have logged in tonight, man. What's up with the VW in the cover photo? Also, how'd you make the mutt fast? Did you just flip the rear pulley around, or did you change the front and rear pulleys? That's Clay asking that. First, Volkswagen. That was my old Volkswagen Rabbit pickup truck. I had that for about 15 years. And before that, I had a two-door sedan Rabbit all the way dating back into 1988. So I've been a Rabbit person most of my life. In fact, we sold all the Rabbit stuff when I came up here. And just, what has it been, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I bought the silver pickup truck. So I'm back in the business. So I've always been a Volkswagen fanatic. Matter of fact, I used to own a restoration shop just for Volkswagen water-cooled stuff. So As far as the mutt, how did I make it fast? I just did the rear pulley. I pulled off the pulley, which is like a 9-inch pulley, put like a 5.5 or 5-inch on it, and it moves. So I didn't do anything to the front. Rich Campbell saying hello, Wild Cascadia Radio. Sending love from Oregon, man. Love Oregon, buddy. I was out there. Well, that's where I bought that silver pickup truck. So pretty awesome. 556-223 checking in from Maggie Valley, man. Yeah, we had ice and snow. I was actually, it's been a long day. I drove off the mountain today and went and picked up a whole bunch of mowers for the upcoming season. You know, it's one of the ways I make money here on the farm is to purchase, you know, non-running or poorly running mowers and, you know, turn them, you know, flip them. So it's a perfect time of year if y'all are into making some extra cash. Perfect time of year to do stuff like that because, well, that's where we make our money. You know, no one's thinking about mowers in February, but they'll be thinking about them in late March. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff going on here. Reginald Shannon, hello, my friend. I'm just gonna say hello to most y'all because I want to get caught up to the current stuff with so many of y'all in here. Cooter Rebel, how you doing, buddy? I'm good to hear you. Doc, good to see you. Middleman Official just got his Antron up, 47 foot high. Wow, nice, man. That ought to be a heck of a nice setup there. Wild Cascadia Radio, man, love it. Ron saying, love your videos, very informative. What do you use for switching your various antennas in your shack between the different radios? I unscrew the cord and screw it into another radio. Yeah, very low tech right there. I do have an A-B switch in here, but I use that for, I have a long wire antenna, and then I also have that MLR30 loop antenna for the shortwave stuff that I play with inside the house. I have a dedicated scanner antenna for the scanner that I have in here, and I have the Antron that I made a video on a while back, those 2 Antrons that I picked up at the yard sale, or at the flea market. I've got that hooked up to a Unit and Grant LT. So there we go. Let's see. Oh, man. Joe R. said he had the best comment. Actually, Joe, I think I might have put you in there for that one, and I do remember. I won't repeat it, but holy cow, so many, man. What do you think about RTL SDR? I have one of those SDRs. In fact, it's like, I think I have it in here right now somewhere. Well, I don't know where I put it, but I have one, and I don't know, man. I like dials and knobs. It's totally vastly superior to anything conventional, but that, you know, sometimes superior doesn't mean more fun. Does that make sense? So I'll make some videos on SDR stuff as I spend more time with it, but I'm just I've been so madly in love with this realistic DX302 that's sitting right in front of me. I haven't felt the need to play with the SDR stuff, and yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on there. Michael Root. Mike Cricket, good to see you, bud. Mike's been putting out a ton of content lately. You ought to check out his channel. Lots of radio stuff, lots of just stuff. Even cooking videos. The man after my own heart. You know, just do a little of everything, right? I'm going to fast forward, guys. You guys are just going so fast, and I'm shocked at how many folks are in here. Vale, North Carolina, Nighthawk. Good to see you in here, man. Tracy Aaron, good afternoon. Good to see you live. Well, thank you. Yeah, I haven't done this in forever. You know, I used to do these shows once every 2 weeks, once a month, something like that. And then I was doing shows over on the Midnight Cafe. And then as the world got a little weird, I just decided to back away from it. Obviously, I have been pumping out a ton of YouTube videos. Some of y'all watch them and some of y'all don't, because there's just so many different content, you know, so much different stuff that I make videos on. Today was a vintage computer. You know, earlier it was a heater. I think the week before, a lot of mechanic videos this last month. And that's the kind of stuff that happens during the winter. But I do appreciate each and every one of you that comes onto the channel, you know, and for those of you who take what you want out of it. I know the majority this time of year of my listeners or viewers are radio fans. But during the summer months, it's usually just tractor videos and tractor people that come to these things. So it's kind of cool that I have a channel. I could be far more successful if I just focused on radios or just focused on tractors or just focused on any one particular thing. But that's not who I am, and I appreciate those of you who are willing to sit through the videos that maybe you're not all that interested in. Or maybe you just didn't know you were interested in. Let's see. Doc saying, picked up a GMRS 50 watt radio. Can't transmit very far, though. Antenna, maybe? What kind of antenna you got hooked up to that? I've got that Midland 6 dB gain antenna, and that does pretty good here. We did some two-way range tests, which I'll be posting here in another month or so. Actually, I've done a lot of range tests, GMR versus CB, GMR versus GMRS, you know, so we'll be playing with that. Call sign Tato, they can transmit pretty far, yeah. Al Martin III about to get 35 5x6 sailboat mast right up. Wow. Good tower, yeah, no doubt. What are my thoughts on the Uniden Bearcat Pro 505 XL? It's an awesome radio. Those things, well, in one form or another, that radio's been around forever, man. So Patrick's saying he's missing the live chats. Well, yeah, we'll see how well this goes. Lots of people in here right now. Matter of fact, I think this might be a record. I got on my side it's showing 68 people. So if that continues to be the case, then I'll probably go back to doing these more often. Matt Jack saying those Mr. Heaters rock. Yeah, man. So I love that for just taking the pain out of your hands when you're working on stuff. So next week, actually, I'm doing another heater video. My wife got me a kerosene, like one of those round kerosene heaters for Christmas. So, and it's to replace one that I've had probably 20, 25 years. So that's what I've got going on next week. If you like heater type videos, 312 D-Man Florida saying he's always a fan. I appreciate that, bud. Oh man, so much stuff going by. H&X Media saying been digging the BBS videos. Been working all day trying to set one up like on an old Linux machine. Total fail so far. It's a little tricky. So the thing that threw me off was, hey, 741, good to see you in there, man. So 741 also puts out excellent content, no doubt. But so BBS is like, you can set it up and it'll be perfect on your laptop, but you've got to go into your router and it'll open up port 23. And so that's like where I had the hardest time when I first got up here, because my old router, all the ports were open by default, but nowadays with hackers and stuff like that, they close them all. So you have to go in a way and just say, hey, open port 23 to this particular laptop or computer or whatnot, and then all of a sudden everything's working. Farpoint Farms, can you can see on the package the Tram 1411. I'm sorry I missed it, man. The things that you guys' messages are coming by real quick, which is cool. I appreciate it now. 741 says he bought a heater, buddy, because of my video. Well, cool. Yeah, I mean, they're good. They're just good for warming your hands up, man. I'm telling you. Dustin Adams saying, howdy, good to you, good to see you, my friend. Karen, hello, how are you? Al Martin III, love the variety show style content. Keeps it fresh and interesting. Haven't seen much food prep or 50-year-old taste tests as of late. So surprisingly, Al Martin, the poor man's cookbook is going to return. I've actually filmed another spam recipe that my family eats, probably once a month. I was shocked. I thought like everyone made this, but no one does. Spam bake, it's like literally right off the back of the package back in the 80s. But I guess no one makes spam bakes anymore. So I filmed one of those for you. I've got one more of those like $1 fast bites, miserable, chicken meals or whatever it was. And we got one my wife and I are actually going to work on together. Both of us love sardines, but we're, pretty cheap. Well, poor and cheap. So we usually get the cheap ones, but we went out and bought a bunch of like really fancy sardines, like maybe 8 or 9 different types. And so we're going to do a taste test of some fancy sardines. And she's not going to be on camera, but she's going to be commenting. My wife is starting to take a more active role here at Farpoint Farms because, to be honest with you, Farpoint Farms has grown a lot, and it's kind of getting out of my hand. I get close to 200 messages a day now, and that doesn't include the emails. And of course, there's been some business opportunities there too. So I can't keep up with it. I work, the farm, and I work a job. In fact, I took a full-time job to help out my town, my community, for the COVID stuff, while it's going on. So I'm a very busy guy, no doubt. And I took my day off here on Saturday and traveled off the mountain to go pick up mowers. So I'm always working, man. 386 saying Farpoint Farms. It looks like it covers FM band unless I'm misreading. Yeah. So you can do. You have to tune it, but yes, you can do FM with it. Yeah. It's not. It's better. It's more ham bands, 440, but the one I got also does CB. So I mean, you can tune it to do more. As far as listening, it's pretty much all the bands. In fact, I had it hooked up to my shortwave before I put the long wire antenna up. It did a pretty good job. Touch of Treasure says, what do you use for BBS software? Man, I'm using Synchronet. It's free. It's updated often. It involves, it has a mail server, a FTP server, a website, and the BBS software. It's all pretty automated, and it works. You can go to my website right now, if, and punch and post and read comments and all that stuff. So it's really cool. Obviously, it's a great way to kind of break away from this the stuff that we're all kind of boxed in right now. I got a feeling the box is about to get bigger. So, well, I got a feeling this box is about to get a whole lot smaller, but I got a feeling that the internet is about to become bigger again. John saying, hello, 343 Pennsylvania, 73s to you as well, my friend. Um, Al Martin saying, keep making those poor man pickled hot dogs. Oh, yeah, right on, dude. Yeah, they're good stuff. Jordan B, good to see you, man. Those Zippo hand warmers work great at keeping hands warm. Kind of low tech, but very efficient. I had one of those. I sent it to my sister-in-law up in Alaska. They raise dogs and have like dog teams up there. So she needed that more than me. But yes, they do work really well, man. Let's see here. Joe R, if you do pasta, try Prego mini meatball sauce. Those meatballs taste so good. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you. Uh-oh, I see a little bit of buffering here. Let's see what happens. There we go. We got 2 inches of snow in Illinois today. More coming in tonight and tomorrow. So Dustin, we finally today is the day that we finally get to see our lawn again. We've had snow on the ground since the night before Christmas. Christmas Eve it started snowing, and we have had constant snow cover since then. And we were supposed to get like really nasty weather up here for a solid week, but the weather was 10 degrees warmer than I expected. It was in the low 40s, so it was heavy rain all day today. And man, that's awesome. So I finally can see my driveway. Of course, it's all, smushy and wet now, but, yeah, so I-386, if you get an antenna transmitter or a transmitter like the one that I'm giving away tonight, it actually has an SWR meter built into it, so you can kind of make those adjustments and you should be fine, man. John wants to know what editing software you use for YouTube. I use a very old Sony Vegas. They're now, I think, made by Magic, but they're expensive. I think I have version 6, and I think they're at like version 18 or 19 now. Very difficult to figure out initially, but once you figure it out, you can do the basics. And I know there's probably guys out there that could put UFOs in the background of every video I put in there and all that stuff. So, but for what I do, it works. I just don't know if I'll ever really be able to go beyond where I am right now. Hey, Jesse, good to see you, man. Jesse and I went through cop school together years ago. Good to see you, man. H&X Media found a Con Avionics variable power source, 20 to 30 volts out. Not sure I can do with it. Throwing a video just to show it off. Okay, cool. I got stuff here at the house. Well, I shouldn't talk about that. Never mind. There are radios that do well at higher voltages, 18 to 24, for transmitting on the AM band. That would love to be hooked to something like that. Let's see. Tommy Robinson saying, by the way, I knew about the Harbor Freight's tire changer for several years, but I didn't think it would be any good until I saw your video setting up and using it. Great, man. So that's how you came across my channel. That is awesome to hear. I've actually, I made a follow-up video. I'd use that thing quite often, and I went and bought the mini tire changer, because with all these mowers that I bought this year, they all kind of need tires or tubes. And if you saw the video that I made on the frustrations of replacing tires and inner tubes without anything, screwdrivers and prayer, I'm hoping that it really is as good as the manual tire changer is for the real tires. So we'll be seeing how that comes out. I'll make that sometime this spring. Wes saying, ugly coyote time, pal. I am in the house. It is too cold to be out in the garage, and the wife has a strict no cigaring. So no dice, my friend. DX990 from the UK. Hello, my friend. Yeah, Michael Root saying he loves the snow. I don't mind it, man, but it just, it makes everything harder. Like, I like to be, I'm an outdoor guy. I don't like cold weather. It's funny we moved to the mountains from North Carolina to get away from the heat of Raleigh. But, yeah, I could do, like, maybe just, January and February up here. Maybe I could just trade it out for some Raleigh weather just for those 2 months. I'd be okay with that. Doug saying, what kind of scanner would you recommend for a 2019 Tundra to reset the TPMS after I exchange the tires and wheels for winter tires? So in order to do TPMS resets, you're going to need a pro level scan tool, or you're just going to need a TPMS tool. Now OTC makes a tire pressure sensor tool that it literally looks maybe like half the size of I don't know, maybe like half the size of a cell phone, but all it does is TPMS reading and TPMS relearns and stuff like that. So that's one you could think of. I know Autel also makes a TPMS tool that would be reasonably priced that just does TPMS tools, but yeah, it's kind of hard to recommend one particular one just for one job or one home use because they're still kind of pricey. Although I hope, little by little those prices are going to come down. Wow, 72 people in here tonight. Thank you, everyone. If you'd take a second to hit the old like button there and thumbs up button or whatever it is, I'd appreciate that. I can't believe how awesome this is, man. John the Bass Cannon, I think it is. How's the VW Rabbit? The VW Rabbit is like totally torn apart. I've dropped the old engine out and the transmission. I've got the 5-speed transmission that I've been cleaning up and replacing all the seals and grease and everything in there, and painting everything, and cleaning the engine bay and painting it. And so that engine that I've been rebuilding as the series goes on, that's all starting to come back together. So I hope to have it by like mid-April to have it all back on the road, and it should be quite peppy. And hopefully that'll be the last kind of major repair work I do on that car for a very, very long time. I've done. Oh, I also got a gas tank, man. The gas tank had a slight crack in it. And for the longest time, pickup truck gas tanks were out of production, but they came, Heritage Parts in the UK had a brand new gas tank, and I got it shipped in, and I'll be installing that sometime. Dustin Adams say I finally convinced myself to get a Johnny plow for my lawn tractor. So far, it's working great. Dude, loving it, man. Johnny products, some great products. I just actually sent them an email, I think it was Thursday, and asked them how things were going on their end. I support American companies, American-made companies. I know I do reviews of a lot of products, and I'm happy to do reviews anywhere in the world. But when it comes to companies that are employing people here in the U.S., I try to do a lot of work to promote those products, especially if they're good. And Johnny Products makes a great plow and a great bucket, and it's just awesome stuff, man. I just love it. So William Oswald says send in a radio soon. Groovy, man. I-386, if I lived close to you, I would let you work on my truck. 2013 Dodge Ram needs a heater core. They flushed it, but it's still not heating. Yeah, they get clogged up. You could try, if you could pull the lines off of it, literally a garden hose in that thing. Like the pressure from a garden hose will sometimes pop out that clog. I mean, at this point, what's the loss, right? You can probably would work, man. So lots of thumbs up and thank you guys. I appreciate it. Sandoval's DIYs. How do you enter your contest? So the contest is over because I've already got all the people in here for this one. But so when I make a video that's like a radio giveaway, which is what most of them are, sometimes I give away other products as well. I usually just say, hey, leave a comment, and that comment enters you. This last radio I gave away a little different because I wanted like the really good comments. I want to know what it was you were thinking about doing. And so that's what's going on there. But here's the good news, and I don't know how many of y'all know this, but hey, Eric D, good to see you. You're in that list right there. Michael Root's in there. A lot of y'all are in that list. But I'm going to be giving away next month, actually at the end of this month, I'll make a video. I'm giving away a president, the president, Andrew, I think it is, or Andy, whichever one I just did for them, that really nice Cobra Killer. So we're going to do a giveaway on that. So just look out for that video, my man, and do that, and you can sign up. And if you're interested in another FM transmitter, if you don't win, the folks who are here just for that, and I totally get that. If you don't win, guess what? I bought another one at my own cost, and with the 2 radios and 2 shipping to whoever wins, it's probably $200 I'm out. So, but I'm going to send that out. So we'll probably give away another FM radio station here, I would say end of March, early April probably. So I'm like big into community radio, man. I'm really worried about the way that things are going, and I want people to be able to have a voice, locally in their communities, and I think that's a great way to do it. So, well, let's see here. Love your content. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Dustin Adams saying it's been a great plow so far, man. Yes, I love mine. It's certainly, it's funny, man. I bought the Johnny Plow Senior last year, did like a assembly video on it, and then never needed to plow. We got no snow. We got like maybe 2 or 3 inches of snow. We usually get 85, 90 inches up here. And so it was like the weirdest winter ever. I joked with my wife that if that's all it takes to keep snow off the ground all winter, I'll just buy one of those every year, and that's like fair game. Not the case this year, man. I have plowed plenty of times, and there'll be plenty more before it's over with. And so I'll tell you, the back blade that I got for the garden tractor, it's going to get plenty of use in the spring, pushing all that gravel back on there because, yeah, that's a good one. Let's see here. Patrick Aubrey, fund myself. I wanted to, oh my gosh, find myself here from a link. Oh, find myself here from a link about buds. What are the subjects here? Well, Patrick, like literally anything goes, man. If you want to ask about FTA or satellite stuff, you're welcome to. A lot of the guys and gals that come to here this time of year want to talk about CB radio, ham radio, that kind of stuff. Some people tonight are talking about BBS, which is bulletin board systems, old school tech, and certainly tractors and auto mechanic stuff. We're looking anything goes, man. This is just me talking with people that like the channel and people that like the content. So yeah, there you go. D-Man saying I just wanted to be just like you when I was growing up on a radio station. There you go, right? It's a 10-hour job. Yeah, they'd have to pull the dash. So most of those heater core jobs are like miserable. And I don't care what the make and model is. There's very few that they install it where you can get to it easy. We always joked when I was working, full time on cars that they literally put the heater core in the car and then build the entire interior around it. And it's not that far from the truth if you ever see one where it's torn out there. Rich wants to know what's my thought on a Ranger 2970. I have one. It's a great radio. Mine's getting on in age. I've actually had to have it repaired, and it's starting to act flaky again, which is such a bummer. But yeah, very powerful, easily modifiable, so good. Sandoval wanted to know what my thoughts on that Cobalt compressor are. Dude, I use the heck out of that thing. It literally stays on pretty much, I wouldn't say all week, but probably 3 days straight up here. It'll be on while I'm working on customer cars or working on cars for myself. It's quiet. You drain the water out of it, and it just does its thing, man. So, Chuck saying thanks for the entertainment. Thank you, my friend. Patrick saying SpaceX has been busy. They were firing rocket motors 3 times last week. Yeah, SpaceX is like awesome, man. So, yeah. Are you going to do a series on the Rabbit transmission by any chance? I do not have a plan to do that. I hope I don't have to do that. If I end up, I swap the 4-speed for a 5-speed. So when I get it all back together again, if the thing is howling or grinding or something like that, maybe I will make a series. But so far, I hope not to do so. I don't really like doing transmission work. It's not hard on a manual, but it's still a pain. Pressing gears on and off. I'd have to go buy another press because I sold mine. RB Heist saying he misses the BBS days. Me too, man. Life was so much simpler back then, and the friendships you made online were just so much more genuine because it was people usually pretty close to you, man. Let's see. Vern, what's the deal with the Ferguson T? I don't know anything about that. I'm sorry, my friend. Sunnyland Campers, a general class. Good for you, man. Chuck saying, ASC too. Chuck, I didn't even see. Chuck Packwood has the ASC Master. Or is that L1, man? I see that there. But yeah, I hate dash work. Me too. Robbie Strike says, I wish we had the freedom to have a micro FM station here in Canada. Yeah, I don't know what the rules are in Canada. I know there were some people that entered from there. But yeah, I definitely don't recommend anybody break the law because you'll probably bring down all kinds of trouble on yourself. So I'm not advocating for that in any way. Blendo actuators, yeah, miserable. Gosh, you guys are going so quickly, man. What's planned for the produce in the greenhouse, and when do you start putting plants in? Probably first week of March, Mike. And as far as what we're putting in, just so right now in our little grow cabinet that we have inside, we've got green peppers and like red peppers, hot peppers, all different types of peppers, and various tomatoes. And so they'll grow off, until they're maybe half a foot tall, and then we'll be putting that then into the greenhouse. So it'll be really interesting how that works. I hope it works really well. Eric T, I'm sorry to hear you're having a hard time streaming, man. I hope it's not on my end. It says here excellent connection, but that, who knows? I know I had a lot of trouble last fall when I gave up on this stuff. Rich Campbell says, have you heard about any ham fest going around? Raleigh canceled theirs. Yes. So I am going to a ham fest later on this month, somewhere in Tennessee. It's on the far side of Tennessee. My wife and I both have the time to do it, so we're going to go. It's not a very big one, but we are going to it, and I can leave a note on the on the the post page or whatever, letting y'all know where that is. But we are going to one. And other than that, no, man. No. BBS days, trade wars, yep, I think, man. Man, gosh, I'm so sorry if I'm skipping over folks. I try to, try to help out everybody, but it's kind of like the 200 messages I get every day. It gets to be kind of crazy. Radio Hurricane saying, do you think cats have a place on a farm? Heck yeah, I've got 5 of them, man. There's no way. I definitely, indoor cats. Gosh, our cats got a mouse yesterday morning in the house. And of course, barn cats and stuff like that. Most definitely, dude. Most definitely. Oh man, I386 saying you just now get a notification. Yeah, that's the way things are working. Man, I'm gonna skip down to the bottom just so I can kind of keep it. Cave City Hamfest is March 6th. All right, I'll check onto that one. Dustin Adams, any suggestions for a garden plow that doesn't need hydraulics or a PTO for a large track? Yeah, definitely. You could get a Brindley cultivator and a Brindley disc harrow and a Brindley moldboard plow, and you're talking about just needing a regular sleeve hitch, no electronics, no hydraulics. That will do perfect for the garden. And I know this because that's what we used the first 3 years I was up here, and that was a 100 by 100 garden, and so that was a pretty big deal. And Ron says there's another Hamfest March 27th in Sevierville. I went to the last one, Ron, and that was I'll be going to the next one. That was a really cool one. My gosh, there's so much stuff. Yeah, Thomas saying cats cut down our road. It's most definitely. Greetings from Poland. Good to see you, Marizus. Anyway, so guys, I've been reading so much, and what time is it here? 6:30. Okay, 15 minutes from now, we're going to give away that radio, and when I do, I'm going to grab my wife, and she's going to come in here and read off what it is the winner said and the reason was. Hopefully you're in here tonight, whoever wins. But even if you're not, it's okay. Just shoot me an email if you catch the live feed later on. Star Wars Rosie, how did you get a call sign on SSB? 707, I think. Sure, I love that one. People ask that all the time. So you do not get assigned a number or a call sign. I came up with what was North Star 707, and then obviously more people know me now as Farpoint Farms, so I became Farpoint Farms 707. 707 is just a number that I came up with. It actually was a employee ID number back in like the late 80s or early 90s. But the reason that people put a number after it is because back in the day when there were so many more people out there talking skiff, and so many more people even in local towns, you'd be like, hey, this is North Star. Well, there might be 15 North Stars across the United States. And so to differentiate yourself, you'd give yourself a 3-digit number at the end, and that would help, right? So now you know, hey, well, I'm talking to North Star 707, not North Star, 999 or whatever, So there you go. That's the story behind that. And I get that a lot. People think it's like something that has to be given to you, but no, man, just pick your own and have a good time. 235 Illinois with all the noise. Break. Right on, dude. So hold on one second, guys and gals. I'm going to take a sip. And D312, D-Man Florida saying there's a great get-together in June in Manchester, Tennessee. And there's one in March and another in Tennessee. Good, yeah, give me the info on that. So Tennessee I can pretty much go to. North Carolina I can go to. Virginia, South Carolina, those are all ones that I usually will travel to if I have the time and the money to do so. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, if you know them, send them my way, because there's so many that I miss out on, and I'm so bummed because the Raleigh one, I was going to go to it last year and then they canceled it, and I thought for sure they'd have it this year, but I guess people are still spooked about all that. So 86 viewers in here. Holy cow, what awesomeness is that? If you get a second, hit the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Also, I'm going to throw this out here. I don't think I've ever actually advertised, but I do have a Patreon. If anyone wants to be a Patreon, I actually have about 5 Patreons, and thank you to you 5 Patreons. Patreons, I will always answer your emails. That's about all I can offer you. If you want to, go with some crazy number, I could probably mail you something or have you on the show or something. I don't know what, but it exists. This station, I call it a station. I guess they call it a channel on YouTube, has gotten kind of big. I don't know if you've looked at how many subscribers I have now, but I think like every YouTuber wants to get big so they can suddenly make some money, and that's really cool. But what does go a little bit in the opposite direction is it becomes a job. More and more it becomes a job when 200 people a day ask you for advice or want you to answer questions or help them. And I do try to do that because I'm a decent human being, but it gets to be out of hand sometimes. And so I love the fact that it's growing. I love the fact that people obviously like what I'm putting out, but in some ways it's been kind of a little bit of a scary last few months. This time last year, I was averaging 400 new subscribers a year or a month, and this year it's more like 15 to 1600 a month. So that's a lot of new voices, and it sucks that some of my old friends, sometimes those messages get drowned out, and I don't get a chance to respond to everyone. I have told some people, and I'll tell you all again right now, that my wife has taken a job with this. I consider this a job now, but she's taken a position here, and she also is now answering emails and answering some messages and stuff. So she's also going to probably start showing up in at least her voice on some of the videos here, hopefully. So look forward to new videos from Farpoint Farms. By the way, speaking of videos, I've got about 70 of them already filmed, so we're way ahead. And that's the reason I've been putting out 3 or 4 a week here, and I hope to continue to do so through the rest of 2021. So enjoy that, my friends. Enjoy that. Pretty much everything I do here on the farm, I'm trying to whip out the camera and film it. It's just finding the time to edit it all that sometimes goes crazy. And I know people have been wanting those range test videos for GMRS forever, and I get it. I finally, put out all the videos on the radios that I have, except for the little handhelds. And I've filmed those GMRS versus CB and GMRS versus GMRS range tests months ago. But it took forever to edit that stuff. So hang in there. They're both edited. At least the first 2 are. And we'll be putting them out, I would say in March you'll see the first one. And in April you'll see the one GMRS versus CB. So hang in there. Hang in there. Jonathan McKay saying my handle is Bernie Soup 105. I got the name Bernie Soup because I burn a lot of brush on my grandparents' property. And once I spilled soup on myself in the cabin. So I decided to use that as a handle. Right on, dude. That's awesome. I just went to be the hobby. I have a pretty basic setup. M-Tech Legend 3 radio with an antenna. Hey, but man, we all got to start somewhere. I used a help radio, one of those emergency radios that sat in the back of a trunk of a car for years, and that was my first base station. So, yeah, we all got to start somewhere, man. Al Martin III, Tri-State Exhibition Center, McDonald, Tennessee, last Saturday of March. Small radio fest. I'll definitely check it out, man. If I can make it to it, I'll be there. 741, great to see you having so much success on YouTube. Well deserved. Well, thank you, man. And 741, I've been on your channel, and we've had a couple of chats, and I try to catch up on your videos. You guys just had that old radio one. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I will say, like, for the people who have channels of their own that, like, have videos they post, Mike Cricket, 741, and hundreds of others of you, a lot of times I watch those on the TV set, and so I can't comment, but I want you to know that I am watching. I do watch it, and it's so, just so you're aware of that. I've subscribed to most of you. If I haven't subscribed to you, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to do so. And if you ever want to have me come on your channel or you come on my channel, I'm always happy to do that too. Let's see. The most important thing is to have a forum from which we can freely express our opinions. That's how I feel about it. I agree with that, my friend. Keep the videos coming, William Altwald says. Right on. If I got, Alan Jocelyn is saying, if I got a ham license and a ham radio, CB channels are 4 watts. Yes, CB is 4 watts. Sideband is 12, and ham licensing lets you have access to a whole different world, a really cool world. So something to keep in mind. A lot of people get in on CB radio, and then they find what they like, and then if it really hits them, they go off to ham radio. And I kind of did. I started off at CB, I moved to ham, and then I had to sell all my ham equipment to afford to move up here. And now I installed the antenna, and I've ordered an antenna tuner. It's like I've got all the pieces in a row to get back into ham. So, but they kind of walk hand in hand, So right on, dude. Kurt Clark. Yes, congratulations on success with this channel. I've learned a lot about CB radios. Awesome, man. I'm glad I could help. Yeah, it's funny, like most of my videos are educational or reviews, and I never really realized that until I went back and looked through. But like, I don't do a lot of like this. I don't do a ton of. I'm not an influencer, man. Like I'm a teacher, so that's what I'm doing here. I come on, I might show off a new radio, show you all the doodads, or I might come on and teach you about skip or slang or whatever it is, radio design or whatnot. But that's kind of what I am, and that apparently caught the eyes of several companies that I've worked with, and so it's been really a blessed life that I'm leading here. And I've got friends who are kind of laughed at me when I said I was going to make a channel, and now I'm helping them get their own channel set up because they see the logic in helping the world. Tiny I can't even pronounce it, but Tiny. My setup is a Cobra 29, a Uniden 980 Bearcat, and a Galaxy DX2547 with a big old amp. Right on, man. Sounds like a nice setup, my friend. Let's see. Jeff saying Joker 56 Special Operations. Right on, brother. Rich Campbell. What kind of police scanner do you use? I have this two of them. I have one outside that's a Uniden Bearcat. I think it's a 165 XL ancient analog. And inside I have a newer model. I don't even remember what it is. I don't have my glasses on, but it's a realistic. It's like a DX 2000 or something. I can't remember what it was, but nothing fancy, man. I don't have anything that's digital or trunking or anything like that. These are all ham, Goodwill, yard sale, that kind of stuff. So, but they work because everything around here is still analog. Joe R., my President McKinley and Striker SR10 mag mount gets me from Connecticut to South Carolina. Right on, dude. Yeah, it's a good combo, man. That's exactly what I've got in the winter car, and it's doing really well. Doc saying GMRS is better than ham. Interesting. Let's see here. Hello from Vancouver Island of BC, Canada. Hello, Mark. Isn't it cool that we can literally, talk around the world, man? I just love that stuff. Let's see. I learned quite a bit about your station. Yeah, man. Right on. Michael Root, you have the best conversation on CB, on ham. On CB. On ham, not so much. Yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, and I'm not like the ham guy. There's, Ham Radio Concepts, and there's another big ham station. Those two guys, they're dominate, man. They're awesome. And, I would never talk smack, but yeah, they're good. They're good guys. I reached out to both of them, wanted to kind of do a CB ham crossover because there's still some of those old timers that have like the CB versus ham like thing going on, which I've never really understood. But unfortunately, I didn't hear back from either one of them. But the other one started in a second channel called the Ponderosa. So instead of throwing all his stuff on one channel, now he's got kind of like his life and off-grid stuff and all that going on the Ponderosa, and the other half is still like ham related stuff. Where I decided to go all in. I just keep pouring it in the channel here, and you'll get a little of something. Let's see here. Hello from Mexico, Oscar Alvarez. Good to hear from you, my friend. Good to have you in. Corey Denew. Hey, mate. Love your videos from South Australia. Again, like, isn't it crazy that you can sit down here in the mountains, North Carolina, turn on a little computer, turn on the old webcam, and talk to the world, man. And not just talk, but like seriously reach and discuss things around the world. Man, the future could have been so great. We're letting it slide into the abyss, but it still has hope, man. I still have hope. Let's see here. Chuck, you inspired me to set up my Galaxy in my living room and an antenna on the front porch. Right on. Man, like those setups are just awesome. I had for so many years, I just had it out in the garage when we moved up here, but it's so cold in the wintertime. If I'm not working on cars, I'm really not playing. So finding that Antron at the flea market and getting that set up in here has allowed me to play with the hobby some inside this winter, and I'm loving having radio back inside the house. Not just for listening, but for talking, Greg Weber saying driving long haul was sublight because I never drove beyond the speed of light. Yeah, exactly, man. You can't go too fast. Especially if the snow's falling, man. You feel like you're traveling through space. Holy cow, there's a lot of folks here. Eric D wants to know what my frequency for go-to for shoot and skip. It's 38 lower sideband. It's like the meet and greet spot, and then I'll move usually to 36. Sometimes I'll move to 40. But locals here talk on 16 sideband, lower sideband as well. So sometimes I'll end up there, and it's funny. Like people find you. Like if Skip rolls in and your local group's talking, all of a sudden you'll get some voices from all over the place, which is really cool. Let's see. Mark Heffer said he upgraded to a 980 SSB and a good antenna because of Farpoint. Thank you, brother. I'm glad to hear that. I used to joke around. I can't remember which one he was that used to tell me that I was single-handedly bringing back CB radio, man. And it's like I feel like I did. I like, seriously, when I got started 7 years ago on this stuff, that like my first video about the beginner's guide to CB radio, no one was doing stuff on it. There were some repair videos, but now it's like it's getting big, man. I see some antennas around, and I see a lot of videos on YouTube for it, so that's really cool, man. Al Martin now, yeah, I know, Midnight Cafe territory, yeah, I know, and that's the reason I've been gone for so long, is I don't want to talk about any of that stuff, but in some ways you can't avoid what's in your heart, what's in your mind, so I'm trying. CB frequencies used to be ham radio. Was taken away due to a lack of use given to CB. That's why the 1010 group used to be. So they wouldn't lose the 10 meter. Yeah, man. I guess, yeah, old hams, but man, it's time to move on, It's time to move on. 741, you keep an ear out for you, of course, yeah. Good, you guys talking about that Connecticut connection. 741, this is like, I'm throwing this out to the wind right now, but I'm planning on doing some traveling this summer, and I'm going to be heading up that way, up to Connecticut briefly, just for like 2 nights, if I can get the time to do so. And I don't know exactly where you live in the state, but I'm going to be around New Britain and a little farther than that. So I don't know if you want to get together and have lunch or something, but would love to catch up with you if we get that chance. Hey, Mower Junkie, good to see you in there, man. They're speaking of like CB stuff, like Mower Junkie's killing it with CB radio stuff. It's awesome. Uncle Hairball saying his quiet channel is 32 lower. Yeah, that's about as low as most folks go when you're talking sideband, So let's see here. Race down, need a radio check. Right on, man. Oh man, I'm just going to read some of these here. Michael Root saying, chiming in, loving Mower Junkie's channel. Mower Junkie, you missed it, but I bought 3 mowers today, so I'll be making some mower videos here shortly. So yeah, spring is coming, man. I love messing with mowers, and I know you do too. So I expect, and I always like guilt you for this, but I expect that when spring comes, I get to see some go-kart and mower videos out of your channel. I also want to say, Mower Junkie, same stuff I've been saying to everybody else, is that most of the time when I watch your videos, it's on the TV, so I never get a chance to comment, but you've been putting out some really cool stuff, man, so I appreciate that, dude. It's always awesome to have good people on the channel stuff. Rich says he lives in a apartment complex, wants recommendations on an antenna, a radio in the truck, but I'm too lazy to go out to the truck every time I want you on the rack. Check this out, Rich. I knew a guy who used to take a 100-foot run of RG8 and throw it out his window and hook it to the antenna in his car, which was parked in an antenna complex, so he could talk inside the house every night. And so he was just parked in front of his apartment, as close as he could to his balcony, and he tossed the wire out there and talk on a 102 whip all night long, man. That was Oregon, 1995, man, and I'm telling you, he did it every night. It was pretty cool. 312 D-Man, Florida. Hey, brother, be safe. Happy Valentine's Day. Gotta run. Right on, man. Have a good night, my friend. Hey, Robbie Strike says the internet went out. Got a satellite dish as a backup. Right on, dude. Andy Stein wants to know, do I still have the Yugo? I do not. I got rid of the Yugo. Most of the restorations I do, I pass along to other people. I've done a couple of Volkswagen Beetles. I've done the Yugo, and of course, if I could find another one that was a clean body like that, I'd be happy to do another one. I've been looking. I keep thinking about doing like a camper van. I'd love to do a Geo Metro convertible for some reason, but for right now, it's like the Volkswagen Rabbit pickup truck has come back in for additional work. So I wasn't gonna mess with a Rabbit anymore. It works beautiful, but I decided, what the heck, so I've been rebuilding a motor, a high-performance motor for it, or a somewhat high-performance motor for it, and we'll be doing it, man. Mower Junkie saying, yeah, man, can't wait to see the mowers. Good deal. Yeah, there's a couple of really cool ones, man. There's a real old school. 2 of them are real old school, round headlight, like oldies. Not garden tractors, though, just riding mowers, but still be fun to play with and get them all tuned up and stuff, man. Joe R, yes, thank you for reminding me. It is, in fact, time for the giveaway. So I hope whoever wins is actually in here. I know some of your names are definitely in here. But here we go. So, first of all, let me show off my coffee mugs if I can get them up on the screen here. My wife got one for Christmas. There we go. There we go. One's the old Farpoint Farms and one's the new Farpoint Farms. So there it is. But as you can see, this one right here has a ton of cutout names in there. So I'll show you that. And I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it around. Oh, pick it around. I'll make sure I stir it up. And there's about 45 names. Out of there was probably about 80 people that entered this go around, which is less than last time, surprisingly. But this is the one. This is the one. All right, here it is. Let's see. D. Kaiser 1963. Hey, Coop. Well, let's see her. If she hosts it, she'll find that, and she'll hopefully let us know. So D. Kaiser 1963. I hope it's a good one. Let's see here. While we wait for her to figure out what he said that made him enter into the finals. Make a stretch limo out of a smart car. Hey, Heath Whittle. Hey, man, your name was in there. I'm sorry to all the people that did not win, but congratulations to him. There were a bunch in here that were good ones. Let's see who else won in here. Let's see here. Yeah, that was a good one. C.J. Huey was another good one. I remember reading some of these. I don't particularly remember D.J. Kaiser's. Hey, Jen! I don't know if she heard me or not. We'll see. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Woohoo, not me. I'm sorry, guys. I know. Congrats, 1963. Exactly. Look, like I said, there's 2 more giveaways coming real soon. We've got the President Radio giveaway, and I've got another FM transmitter. So another chance to enter twice this year, and I'll get you, 2 more chances. And anytime companies contact me with FM transmitters or AM transmitters or any real gear, I want to try to pass that along if I can afford to. Sometimes it's a little tough with the way that shipping costs are, but right on, Let's see. Robbie Strike, Videotron had an outage. Oh, okay, so you guys are having some serious issues up there, huh? I want one of those mugs, and I want an autograph. Michael Root, you can get it on, I can't autograph it for you, but I've got that, gosh, what's the name of it? I got like a storefront that has like bumper stickers and stuff like that. That's right here on YouTube somewhere. I can't remember the name of it now off the top of my head, but I sell a couple of T-shirts and a couple of mugs and stuff a year. I don't make any money. I think, well, so the way it's set up, like if you put a shirt on or something like that, oh man, they say like sell this T-shirt for like $30 or something like that. I think, man, ain't nobody gonna buy a T-shirt for $30. Who can afford that? So like you can knock it down to like 50 cents over what it actually costs. And that's what I have it at. So I think they're like $11.50 or $13.50, something like that. So, but the mugs I think are $8.50, which is the cheapest you could sell the mugs for. So, let's see. What do those FM transmitters cost? So you can get them about $120 to $140 with a good outdoor antenna included in it. 15 watts. If you use all 15, though, you're probably going to be violating some rules, but they're definitely there for you. So Eric D says thank you so very much, man. No doubt, Eric D, your name was definitely in the list. It's a shame that apparently Mr. Kaiser's is not in here tonight because I'd love to get his thoughts on it. But Mad Jack actually, look at you, you ordered one. Look at that, he's got bring back CB radio mug. Cool, man. Yeah, I got a couple from Mower. I think 741's got like the mud mower, the Mutt. He's got the shirt with that. And some other people have ordered the Farpoint Farms Restoration one. That one seems to be popular, which is funny because I don't focus a ton on my repair stuff. Although, as the years go on, more and more I'm doing work here at the house. More and more I'm allowed to film. So most customers, they don't want you filming their car, but occasionally I get one or two in here that don't mind. And we have a fleet of cars that I fix up and flip and restore, so I do videos on those as well. You mean wrap around them? Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Andy Stein, if you had entered, you were, but it's over with, man. 741 says, I love the Mutt, had to get the shirt. Well, I'm probably going to build another something because I got 3 of those mowers and one of them didn't have a deck on it. And I think I'm going to fix up both the 2 that do have decks and resell them, try to make a little money. And I'll take some of the money from that and sell that, you know, and like fix it up and turn it into something. I don't know what. I'll make it like, I don't know. I don't want to make another mutt like I made, but it's something. Maybe an amphibious mutt. Let's make one that can go in the lake, you know, or I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure it's possible. So we'll do something like that. My need for speed is not so great because at this age I would shatter if I fell off of it instead of bounce. So I'm not going to make a racing mower, you know. Joe R says he grew up in Port Chester. Man, I did some heavy drinking in Port Chester when I was a young man. I had a buddy in the Army the first time I came home for an extended period of time. I went and visited him, and holy cow. Or some place that had split hot dogs on a piece of toast at like 3 o'clock in the morning because they knew when you come stumbling out of them bars, you needed something to get inside your gut. Doc is saying the monster mutt. Yeah, put on like giant tire or something like that. Let's see here. Jeff says, contact me please. I know you're busy, but if you could put together a really system. I didn't catch it. I'm sorry. Jeff, it kind of like got retracted or something. Just north of Danbury now. Okay, yeah. The Danbury Mall. I remember that too, man. I'm kind of hip with Connecticut. I was up there for a couple of months, man. And like I said, I'm heading back up to there this summer if I can help it, just for like a day or two. But oh man, Wild Cascadia Radio says he has so many great shirts. Apparently you found the storefront. Yeah, I'll make some new shirts maybe. I usually do a couple of them a year. Mike Cricket wants to know what the elevation is. 3,700 feet, my friend. A little higher at the top, a little lower at the bottom, but roughly 37. Across the street's 43. That's the highest point near me. So pretty high up here, and we get a lot of snow where the town's about 3,300 feet, and they don't get the snow that we get. Patrick wants to know, can I use a ham radio amp at the out? Maybe, Patrick. I don't know. I've never tried to do that. 15 watts is pretty potent, but yeah, I guess the sky's the limit if you wanted to put an amp on there. Let's see here. Deuce Durden, hello from New Mexico, semi-new follower. Great, man. Glad to hear that, buddy. Square dogs, yeah, man. Oh my gosh, really, yeah. Square dogs, they're really good bars, have those, yeah. Geez, let's see here. Do I go to Nashville often? I try to avoid all major cities at all cost as often as possible. I hate driving in the cities. I'm getting a little older, got some issues, and so eyesight, hearing, everything is starting to go. And so big cities and big city traffic kind of sucks, man. Not to mention I'm just kind of a country guy anyway, but Lucky Stiff. Where you at, Mike Cricket? You higher than that? Man, 3,700 feet. It's pretty chilly up here this time of year. Let's see. I-386. Someone from the church made a train out of a mower engine and built cars with a hook to ride around the kids. Now, see, that is cool. I would almost do that just for the sake of doing that. Like, I saw a picture of that where they used, like, cut out 55-gallon drums, put wheels on it, and they were the cars. So I could totally get into that, man. Totally get into that. JD1533, good to catch a live stream. Well, good to have you in here, my friend. Yeah, I don't know. Let me go find out. I'll tell you what, guys. I don't even have like any song or anything loaded up. But just give me 1 second. I'll go hunt her down, okay? Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay, I'm back. So Jen's got her laptop here. She's going to figure it out. And so Jeff, you're just wanting me to set you up with an FM station and ship the whole thing ready to rock and roll. Is that pretty much what you're saying? Jen's in here. She's looking up. Okay, he's gone. Everybody hide. Yeah, right, Jeff. So, 280 in a valley. Okay. Oh, wow. My cricket's real low. Mike Jam saying, thank you for all the shared info in your videos. All the best from New Hampshire. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is definitely like the educational Farpoint Farms channel, no doubt.
I'm looking.
She's looking. All right, Jen's looking. She's looking. Artem, hello, my friend. Good to see you in here. Insert Jeopardy song here. Yeah, exactly. Can we find that out of 80 messages? We'll see. And you have to make sure you got the ones I responded to unclicked so it shows you all of them. Well, yeah, I would have put like a 2-minute song in here, but I totally forgot to get one loaded up. So there you go. Operator 430, Iowa here. Good catch of live stream. Good to have you in here, man. You know who I'm not seeing tonight is Dallas Rife, man. And he was kind enough to send me this cool sweatshirt, man. I was hoping to see him in here. I heard from him this morning, but maybe he's got work going on tonight, or he might be tied up with the real stuff. Joe R wants to know, and you just gave it away, but I'll be happy to talk about it because it should be arriving next week. I have the brand new President Randy portable, the handheld. So pretty awesome. And I had no idea that the President Corporation was working on a portable. And we're talking about, like, compared to the TRC 216, man, this is like, wow. This is like real small, really nice setup. I can't wait to play with it. I can't wait to see all the features and functions it has. And we'll definitely do some range tests with that thing because this is like the most modern rechargeable. And it looks like they have very little info on it online. Looks like it's going to be kind of like the Uniden one or Midland, where it's a walkie-talkie, but you could slide the base off or something and maybe hook it to a car. I'm not positive on that, guys, so we'll have to wait till we see it. But I'm super excited to take a look at it, and yeah. So we'll be playing with the Randy here shortly. Jonathan wants me to play the Farpoint Farms theme song. I can do that. I'll play that on the outro. Artem said he sent me a message about the GT6000. If you did, it was one of, probably 200 that day. So it may be that I didn't read it or didn't get a chance to answer it. But if you want to throw the question out in here, I'll do my best to answer it right here, okay? Let's see. Heath Whittle worked some skip. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I was out on the road all day. I did do some local talk with some folks off the mountain that had never heard of me before, but they had a little group going. And they were happy to have me part of the group there for the 5 or 10 minutes that I was in range. Some of those boys were playing with some serious power, that's for sure.
Found it.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. What a good video. I've wanted to own a real radio station since I was a teenager. I used to go to the local AM FM when I was 13 years old and sit with the DJ and watch him spin records. That was like 1973. Along with that, I was learning about pirate radio, and I wanted to buy a Panics kit. Do you remember them? Life was just too busy or money was too tight or whatever. Since watching your channel, sorry, the long one, I've had this interest reignited. It is easier now than ever before with this Aprodi unit. Sorry if I misspelled that. This would make my life complete and give me a reason to actually get up in the morning. Okay, maybe I went a little too far with that. Anyway, I'd really enjoy using this if I were the lucky one. Thanks for your attention and good day.
Cool, man. So congratulations. What was the name again? RD, what is it? It's 1963 is the end.
D. Kaiser.
D. Kaiser.
1963.
1963. So if you all hear from him, let him know, man. But that's awesome. And that's a good reason, is it not, my friends? It's a good reason as any to get into the hobby, and I think that's really cool, man. Can we get a review on your Tram 1411? Yes, man. So range on the CB was dismal. SWRs were high. And it's awesome for scanner band. And actually shortwave use actually worked really well, Zach. So I will make a follow-up video. In fact, I filmed like the first half of it. But just, I've had a hard time here lately. I've been working on part 2 of the loop antenna for shortwave. I've been working on a scanner antenna. And I've been working on the Antron follow-up video. So there's a lot of like range test stuff, and just like those videos take a lot longer than the one and done stuff where I just like, hey, check out this item, or hey, let's talk about this thing that I can hopefully teach you something new about. So that's that. So yes, I will. It's in the mix. It's halfway finished. Dallas, good to see you in here, man. Hey, Dallas, there's the shirt. Thank you so much. I'm wearing it tonight. Jen wore it yesterday. So there it is. Let's see. 741, there you go, right? Jonathan McKay, yay. Let's see, Artem says, do you still have both of your DGT 6000s as well as the Johnny Bucket? So I do have the Johnny Bucket. It is now hooked to a Husqvarna TS 354D, and I do not have either one of the DGT 6000s anymore. But I did just pick up 3 new mowers today. So, but I have the Johnny Bucket. I don't have the old manual front end scoop. Mower Junkie just gave you a big thumbs up and said, yay, Miss Farpoint Farms, finally. Yes, exactly. And their comment, yeah, it seems like that radio is going into good hands. Yep, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good person to own it, and hopefully he'll do great things with it. And with a little luck, maybe he'll shoot a little video on a cell phone or something like that, and I'll be able to share what he does with it with y'all. That's my hope for every time I send out a radio, either as part of a raffle or sometimes I just give people stuff, which and so I'd love to hear back and see what they're doing with that stuff when that happens. So, Al Martin saying, well, hello there, Miss Farpoint Farms. Thank you very much for your support. Being awesome is a hard job, my wife tells me. Yeah. Yes. Robert's saying, have you heard about the Elbrick 2990 handheld? It's an AM/FM single slide out. Wow. No doubt. That's awesome, man. So, no, I had not heard about that, but I'll have to check into that. So, all right, man. Maria is saying it's 1 a.m., so he's going to sleep. Good. Take care, my friend. Take care. Star Wars Rosie says, what do you think is the best base station GMRS antenna? I don't know. The one I'm using is a mobile antenna, but I have a tin roof, so it works fine for it. And it's 6 dB gain, and it's a GMRS specific one. I think you could probably get away with a ham radio antenna, but I just don't know the answer to that. And I've reached out to Midland on trying to find out, hey man, could you, like make a genuine base antenna for it? But so far I haven't heard a word back on that one. James Mullen saying hello from New York. So I-386, I don't have a CB, just a Scanner Pro 255 that gets CB using the tram. It does a fair job, but I'm sure there's better. Yeah, and I think that might be the scanner I have is the 2000 or 2050, so pretty cool, man. Dallas saying, my wife and I were watching a movie and my phone was turned down. I didn't hear the alarm. Everything. Oh my gosh, told the whole thing, man. Nah, Dallas, just chat, just catching up with people. Did make a new record here. We had 103 people on here. That's an all-time record for a live show here. And of course, usually you get about 5 or 6 times that on the replays. But awesome to have so many folks chiming into this first live feed after 6 months. You gonna hang out with us or no?
It's time for a shower, then bed.
Oh, yeah. What time do you have to get up?
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Have a good night, my friend. So anyway, there goes the wife. So. Artem says, would you be interested in another one? I have one. I'll be selling it about a month or so. We could meet in Knoxville. I might be, man. Yeah. Artem, send me an email again to Farpoint Farms and put that in the title, and I'll see, I'll see if I can actually lock onto that, or I'll tell my wife to try to find that one. So, Dallas, the other thing I was talking about was the growth. So the channel is kind of blown up, and it's gotten kind of out of control for how do I put this? Like part-time, I have the farm, I have now a full-time job, and I have this channel, and I have 2 businesses that I run outside of this channel. So, I don't really sleep anymore, but so I've asked my wife, and she's graciously agreed to be a part of it. So she's answering a lot of the emails now. She's dealing with a lot of the companies that are reaching out to me, and it's been very cool to have her come on board. So really cool. So that was kind of how I started it. But today I went off the mountain, Dallas, and got 3 new mowers that I'm going to be fixing up. 2 to sell and 1 to play with, and I think they're really cool because some of them are from the 70s, but they're still in decent shape. So that'll be my spring projects as far as, the mower side of things. And yeah. Well, look at that. Calcius, good to see you in here, my friend. I haven't seen you in quite a while, but look at that with a fresh donation, and I appreciate that. That is always appreciated. The costs are always interesting here in the farm. And of course, yeah, giving away radios ain't cheap either because the stupid shipping costs. My gosh, has the shipping gone through the roof. It used to be send something across country for $12-13, but it's like $40 now to send anything across country. I was shocked by that last time we gave away a radio, but it's worth it. You guys are awesome, and I love each and every one of you. So Star Wars Rosie saying that's because I'm the best. I don't know about that now. Super chat, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sandoval's DIY is saying it's hard to stay personal when your channel grows, and it is, man. It's like, I love it, but 1,600 new people every month pouring in on top, new subscribers, and you want to connect with each and every one of them if you can. And it's tough, man. It's, I usually spend about 2-3 hours in the morning, in an hour or so at night, in between editing videos, like answering emails, answering stuff. But my wife has agreed to do, another 2 or 3 hours as well. So for right now, we're keeping up with it again, mostly. So if I ever don't answer a message from anybody or don't answer a question sent to me, it's certainly not personal. It's not that I'm like, I'm not answering that, stupid. That's not what I'm doing. It's just literally the sheer number would almost blow you away. So there's always some work to do, but staying active prevents apathy. Yeah, that's true, man. And I am not getting any younger. Artem, see you, man. Take care. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Robert saying I'd be looking for some information about the 221 realistic 4-channel radio. If you'd like to know, I can turn up the modulation. So if there is one thing, my friend, that I am not, it is a golden screwdriver kind of guy. I can clean them. I can fix solder joints. I can bring the dead back to life sometimes. But as far as making them better, that I cannot help you with. It's probably used to be Mike's radio, but I think he's kind of retired from the YouTube business. But he was pretty slick at figuring out that stuff. Simple Pickens was into the CB hobby in the 70s. You kind of inspired me to get back into it. Bought an 880 SSB and have a wired dill pole in the attic. All right, dude. Great. Well, I'm glad you're back in it and enjoy it. Remember that if you turn it on 5 nights in a row and hear nothing but static, on that 6th night you are going to hear somebody talking. In fact, if I turn this on right now, we got our Saturday night chat going on right now. But I'm more of a I like to watch the Three Stooges on MeTV on Saturday nights. And then you got Spenguli coming up. This is about the only time of the week that I actually have a little bit of, I take an hour or two for myself. And my wife, if she wasn't working so early in the morning, we usually watch Svengoolie together, but I'll probably be doing it from in here. Yeah, so Jeff, if you want me to build you a FM setup, I'd be happy to do that. I actually do that for other people. In fact, if you paid attention to the video I put out today talking about how the CF-29 was going off the mountain, well, that's a radio station down off the mountain, off near Winston-Salem. Somebody I'd never met. Somebody who contacted me and wanted me to do just what you're asking. And I set him up with a community radio station, and he's rocking and rolling. And he doesn't play anything that I put out, which, I'm not like, I'll send you this, but you have to play the Midnight Cafe. That's not, I don't care about that, too. So anyway, there it is. And I don't charge for stuff like that, dude. I just, that's just what I do. Chris, hey Eric, just sitting on the side listening in. Oh, all the way from the UK. Are you sure you can't drive that tractor to the UK? If I could hold my breath that long, my friend, we'd both be rich. Psycho for you. I haven't seen you in forever, man. Good to see you in here, my friend. Good to see you in here. That's for your time. That's right, man. Yeah. River Rider, greetings from Athens. Good to see you, my friend. My father lives down in Georgia. Griffin, I think it is. Yeah, great place. Hot in the summertime. Hotter than Raleigh was. Jonathan's just having some fun, I guess. William Oswald, MeTV rules. Yeah, it's pretty much like that and Antenna TV. It's locked on there almost all the time. Gotta watch those Married with Children reruns too. Let's see here. Thomas, I used to have CB, but I haven't been interested in getting back into it. Yeah, I mean, it's not for everyone. It's a weird hobby. I mean, like some people are not much for talking. If you're not much for talking, what's the point of setting it all up? Now, if you're much for listening, get yourself a shortwave and enjoy it, or get yourself a scanner. So, CB is definitely not for everybody. And it's a bit too low. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Here you go. I'll stand up a little bit. There, you see it? There you go. So, spreading some Kentucky love. There you go. I have the complete series of Three's Company. Right on, dude. Yeah, but back to radio. Like some people, I hate it. I hate to hear, and perhaps I know 741 is a big ham operator. I hate to hear that like somebody's going to invest in a $1,000 or $2,000 ham radio setup and get on the air and spend study for the license, get the license, get on there, and realize they just don't really like to talk to people. There's a lot of people who are introverts, and that's one of the reasons they kind of get into ham or CB or any radio thing. But then they realize that they don't even like talking to people over the radio. Some people just get nervous about that stuff. So for people like that, man, go ahead and get yourself a shortwave and just enjoy the other half of that. Just listening in the conversation sometimes can be as much fun as having your own. So there you go. Overland Hemisphere saying hello. Hello to you, sir. Matthew saying, hello, long-time viewer, first time on chat. Really love your videos. Well, thank you, thank you. Star Wars Rosie, great show tonight. I will watch the rest tomorrow. Hey, man, thank you, buddy. Thanks. Hey, folks, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button or like button or whatever it's called, man, maybe you hit it on the way out. I appreciate that. Looks like we've had a great show so far tonight. I'm going to go to about 7:30, so about another 15 minutes. And, yeah, so there we go. Nick Fulton says, I love the videos. The channel I can rewatch and rewatch never gets old. Man, thank you. That is like the nicest thing. Replay value. That is a nice comment, man. I love it. And I'm glad to hear that. So I just keep pumping them out. Like I said, I got about 70 videos in the queue. And I have a list, not in here. I guess it's in the family room because my wife and I were looking at it earlier. And that list is, there's got to be another 60 or 70 in there. And those are just the ones that we know we want to make. So there's plenty of videos coming. Cullen Williams, more VW videos, please. Believe me, there's plenty more. I've got a whole new series on the Rusty Rabbit restoration there, the VW truck restoration. And I've also got to finish off that engine rebuild, which I think is 1 or 2, maybe 3 at most away from being finished. So you'll get it. Those have not been hugely popular up front, and I understand, man. It's kind of tough sitting there for 30 minutes watching somebody turn wrenches, but they'll be there in the future for people that want to rebuild engines, and so that's why we decided to make those this year. So I'm just a ghost. There you go. Odin, Exploration and Paranormal. Hi, new to CB from Ontario. Well, welcome to the club, my friend. Welcome in and enjoy learning about CB and shortwave and ham and all kinds of cool stuff. Anything radio, pirate radio. Ridge Ranger, hello, brother, from Avery County. NC Blue Ridge Parkway. Love your channel, man. Well, that is cool. I'm glad to have you in here, my friend. It's always nice to have people stopping by and saying hello. Let's see. Ooh, cool, man. Take care, Al Martin. Been watching and learning, says Odin, Exploration and Paranormal. I'll have to check out your channel. I love paranormal stuff, man. I'm going to write that down, man. Paranormal. Hold on. I'll have to check out your channel, brother. Yeah, I love that. I love anything paranormal, man. So, what? 7:30 is in 1.75 minutes? Nah, it says it's got like a few minutes to go, man. Harold Yeager says, love the Kentucky shirt. That is a gift from my friend Dallas Rife. So, really nice. Like, I mean, I won't lie to you. I don't usually buy clothes that are this nice. But a really nice hoodie. You can put that up there, man. And it's got like colors here. Like, see that? So, pretty cool, man. Jonathan says, I just don't like talking to people. I'm an angry old man who hates small talk. I love live chats like this because I can talk with people that way. And and I'm 13, says, jeez, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Alan Abrams, how can I get my hands on an HR 2510 with 11 meters? Well, eBay or the luck of the draw. Maybe you come stumbling across somebody that's got one at a yard sale and is willing to part ways with it or something like that. I can't wait for yard sales and stuff to pick back up. That's the worst part. That's the worst part about winter is that, all the flea markets and yard sales dry up and you just kind of sit there twiddling your thumbs, Lex McPherson, hello from a brother in Catawba County. I know that's down off the mountain, not too far from here, actually. Enjoy your videos. Hope you get a station set up and reach out to you someday. I'd love to, man. Love to. I'll be listening for you. Odin says, just subscribe. Well, thank you, man. Thank you. I'll do the same. Let's see. Noah saying, howdy from Washington. Love your channel. My wife, Buddy, and I got into CB a few years ago. Been trying to stretch our reach. Managed 30 miles. Not bad, dude. And dude, look at that. Leonard from Ireland. Man, crazy. What a night. Well, when am I going to do the Midnight Cafe again? I believe I will not be doing a Midnight Cafe again for a very long time, at least on YouTube. Now, I do the Midnight Cafe pretty much every week on the radio, but there's only like 13 stations on the entire planet that carry it, and they all have an effective range of about 3 miles. So chances are you probably won't hear one for some time to come. There's just a great silencing that is going on the online world, and if I were to open my mouth, even on the simplest of subjects, I risk having everything silenced. Because America, that's why. Anyway, children, it's been fun. I will do another one, Alex. I will. And you know what I'll probably eventually end up doing is I'll just host the past episodes on my own website. The downside to that is it won't be interactive like these are, but they're still there. So they're out there. Actually, we had a guest on from where was that? Ireland or something last night, or not last night, last week. So it exists. It's out there. I did hear Heather Wade of Midnight in the Desert, or now Kingdom of Nye Radio, has like backed away from radio again, but maybe she'll come back. Ah, Jamaica Dog just chiming in right as the day ends, my friend. What are you doing, Jamaica Dog? Have you been good? Zach Tillett said start a second YouTube channel and let us know just to put the Midnight Cafe on it. Hey, I did. I did. But the internet is becoming a very strange place. It's a very strange place. So I'm a little leery about putting anything anywhere these days. You know what I mean? Jonathan McKay said tomorrow's my parents' 18th or 19th wedding anniversary, and me and my sister are going to my grandparents for a sleepover. Sounds good, man. Jamaican Dog just says no. Dallas Roy, if you all get our vote to be the main guest on Coast to Coast, I still love that show. I would love to, man. And so, fellow YouTuber, Prepper, what's his name? Prepper Nurse 1, I think is his name, which we listen to sometimes before bed. He was on Coast to Coast about a year ago now. And so, hey, you know, they sometimes do have YouTubers on. I doubt I'm a big enough fry to be considered. But I'd love to go on and talk to them directly and bypass everyone else. I think that'd be cool. So, never good, just great. Right on, Jamaica Dog. Don't do conspiracies or you get shut down. That's exactly the problem, my friend. So, yeah, can't even do that, man. So, anyway, guys, I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to let the credits roll. Let me look right at the camera. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's been months since we've done a live show, and I've got my reasons for it, some of which I've spoken about. But the fact is, I love each and every one of you. The fact that this channel is growing and growing and growing means one thing to me. You know, it might mean to you that you like the content, but to me it means that you're just good people who want to learn cool things. You know, I have these really weird hobbies, and I love sharing them with you. And the fact that I can get somebody who comes in here, you know, wanting to learn how to replace the flat tire on their tractor, and get them interested in CB, and then get them interested in BBS from the 90s, you know, and then get them interested in shortwave, and then get them interested in satellite systems. I mean, you know, or get them interested in cooking a Spam sandwich. I think it's just awesome that you can grab somebody and hook them a little bit, and I think it's great. So thanks to each and every one of you, and if I could ask any favor from any of you, it would be to spread the word. You know, let other people know about the channel, and let's make it grow even bigger, and I'll hire somebody to do all the stuff that I'm running out of time to do. I'll make the videos and do the live chats, and I'll hire minions. I've always been self-employed in my own businesses, but yeah, it would be kind of funny to be pretty much retired and finally hire somebody. So there you go. That is all I have to say. Happy Valentine's Day, Jonathan. Thank you for all the kind words to everybody. Dallas, good to have you in here, even if it was even if it's just for a little bit of time. Mower Junkie, always great. Like I said, I'm guilting Mower Junkie into more mower videos when the spring comes around, or go-karts. Yeah, that go-kart was so awesome, dude. So I expect to see more of that. Like, I don't know about you, man. Mower Junkie, I will say this before I go. Like, you and your wife doing that thing, I'm watching that. I'm like, dude, it looks so awesome. My wife looks over at me and goes, you would shatter if you fell off of that thing. And she's right. I'm old. And I swear, everything hurts all the time. So I can't imagine if I ever roll one of those babies over, or even my little mutt, if I ever tip that thing, I'm probably good. You're going to come on here and I'll be in casts for 6 months. Right on, guys. Jordan B, 741, Mower Junkie, all of you, over 100 people stopped by to say hi. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great rest of your night, and stay tuned tomorrow. I don't even remember what I'm putting up tomorrow, but tomorrow will be a radio-related video. Next week, some more auto mechanic stuff, and the week after that, much more radio stuff. Hopefully, we'll be taking a look at that new handheld from President. See ya.